If you have ever walked into a hardware store, you know how difficult it is to leave empty-handed. There's always something you need or can use, perhaps. Maybe a hammer like this one. Well, this very moment there is a big rush on in what's left of a North Ridgeville store, which is closing its doors after nearly 80 years. But the little hardware store does not want to close. Crossroads of a small community, busy intersection. It was not always busy. In 1936, these were small roads. That is when Busher Hardware began in the Lorain County, Ohio community of North Ridgeville. Joe Busher's grandfather worked the store beginning in '36, having inherited it from his father.
We had a little bit of everything here. I mean, he even sold baseball gloves and, they sold all kinds of feed and grain, livestock stuff.
Joe's Uncle Urban remembers the old days. The whole family lived in the attached house. As business got better, they needed more room for the store.
This is the living room that you see here. Back in the far corner was the kitchen, and over in this area was my parents' bedroom.
But change has come to the nearly 80-year-old store on Center Ridge Road. The state and city plan to widen a 2.3-mile section of Center Ridge Road, taking the store in the construction pathway. Busher Hardware will be paid what the state feels is fair market value. Not enough, says Busher, but no matter, the hardware store has to go.
When they want something, they just tell you to get out of the way. That's the most frustrating thing to me.
Growth has changed North Ridgeville, driving it to beyond the quiet farming community it was when the hardware store opened 80 years ago. So the road will take the store and some other nearby businesses as well, because more traffic needs more road. Still,
they're taking out something that's been here for a long time, just to do that.
If you want to come and just buy one little thing, most likely they will have it. But at a Home Depot or a Lowe's, I don't know if they would have it.
I just said to the Bushers, I says, thanks for making North Ridgeville a better place.
Competition could not stop Busher Hardware. Customers still liked its old-fashioned approach to supplying their needs. But time changes things, like the community where the hardware store is rooted. In '36, Busher's grandfather wanted the store close to the road for easy access. Story of the little hardware store, which was part of the backbone of North Ridgeville. It's heart, too. But time has caught up with the little hardware store. Progress? Busher's doesn't think so. When the hardware store closes its doors for the last time, Joe Busher will lose more than just his business. Like his ancestors, Busher also lives here, an apartment upstairs. When the building goes, so will his home.
I feel like I can't breathe sometimes because it's so overwhelming. To lose my home and my business and my family's history, yes.
Busher was 8 years old when he began helping in the store. 41 years later, he is selling off everything. He said the money he will be paid for the road widening project is not enough to set up shop somewhere else.
I can't stand here and try to stop it and say, no, I don't want that to happen. It is what's happening, and that might be because it's meant to be.
Hardware store man Joe Busher is a tinkerer, a fixer of things. But some things are out of his hands. After nearly 80 years, the store is closing. So too is part of the hardware man's life. Joe Busher wishes he and the hardware store could stay, but an Ohio Department of Transportation spokesperson said to widen Center Ridge Road, US 20 in North Ridgeville, will improve the traffic congestion. That would benefit the entire community. All of this is about trying to find a balance point where everyone is happy. But as you probably know, that balance point is often hard to find.